rounded comparison.
Okay. Donald Trump has a horrific foreign policy. It's probably the worst of any leader of any country in the history of the world. So that's number one. And I could back that up with many instances. But the thing is, for one thing, you don't want to, let's see. So let's start with North Korea. Now, if you noticed, Obama's policy was to ignore Kim Jong-un. And it worked. Then Donald Trump came in, and now they have the economy of Bergen County, New Jersey. They are a small little country that needs to be ignored. And Donald Trump put him on a pedestal. And if you want to learn something about North Korea, there's a site called 38 North, and they're very good. It's a very neutral site, just all facts. And they boosted him up in the Asian community to a god. Donald Trump made him a god in the Asian community instead of making him a little peon, which he is. And if you notice, there's not much activity there, correct, right, compared to what was going on during the Trump administration, firing missiles over Japan and stuff. And okay, so that's one. Let's see. Shall I continue? Okay, so why do you now?
Hold on, let's stop there. Hold on, before we hold on, Harry. Before we move forward, we're going to go point by point. So we're going to stay on North Korea. So your position is that Obama ignored Kim Jong-un, and therefore that was a better policy because Trump made him a godlike figure.
That's exactly what I said.
That's what you just said.
Correct.
That's exactly what you said. So let's put this into perspective.
Okay.
All right. Can you please tell me who his father was? Who is his father?
Kim Jong-il.
Right. And his grandfather?
Kim Jong. I forget now. I've seen. Il was the father, correct?
Yeah. And then his grandfather, correct?
His grandfather.
So they have a dynasty. Right.
Correct.
So they have a dynasty when it comes to their leadership, right?
Correct.
When Kim Jong-il was in power, what was the law, or his grandfather, what was the law that was put into place for all North Koreans? What was the law?
There was a video, there was a YouTube on this about a year ago. So it was a year ago. Let me think.
Yeah, think hard.
I honestly can't remember, but I can tell you one thing.
Yeah, what was the law? I'll give you a clue. What was the law when it came to what every citizen had to have in their homes regarding the supreme leader?
Oh, you mean a picture?
Yeah, and what were they required to do with that photo?
That I honestly don't remember, but
they were required to pray and worship and only speak good things about the supreme leader.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know when that happened?
Can I add one thing to that?
Hold on. Do you know when that happened? Hold on. You know when that happened, right?
Yeah, in the
that happened way before Donald Trump was president, and they also did it to his son, right? So the godlike figurehead already existed in North Korea prior to Trump coming along. So what you're saying is patently false. Trump did not elevate Kim Jong-un to a godlike figure. No, it is absolutely true. Every citizen in North Korea is required to worship the supreme leader as a godlike figurehead prior to Trump coming into office.
That's not what I said.
Trump did not make him a god. Yes, you did.
No, I said in the Asian community.
You said Donald Trump made him an Asian-like god, an Asian godlike figurehead. When that is absolutely false, he was already deemed to be a godlike figurehead before Donald Trump was even president.
I said in the Asian community. I'm not talking about North Korea. He was already a
No, you did. No. You said Donald Trump, and I asked you to repeat it. I asked you specifically when I went back down and I said, did you say that realistically that Obama ignored Kim Jong-un and he's better than Trump,
I said in the
treated him like a
Asian,
godlike figurehead, and you said yes.
I said in the Asian community.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. You
You're
didn't say
lying.
anything about
You're
me. No, you did
lying.
not.
You're lying.
I am not lying.
You're
Everyone
lying.
here heard you.
I said the Asian
Everyone here
community.
heard
I
you.
clearly said the Asian
Well,
community.
either
Meaning
way, you're
Indonesia.
backing up what I'm saying. You're backing up what I'm saying
Well,
to
you
you
have this recorded.
because
Play it back.
that took place before Donald Trump was even president.
No, I said the Asian community. He was already a god in North Korea. That's been since
You said Trump made him a
1945.
godlike figure in the Asian community. Do I need to run this back? Do I need to stop
I
this
said
live,
the Asian
cut the video,
community.
and
I
then
didn't
play
s-
it back to you? Because that's what you
Yes,
said,
play it
man.
back to me. Yes, play it back to me.
That is exactly what you said.
Play it back. Play it back.
Here, we'll do a poll for the chat. Anyone that
I
actually
said
heard
the
him say
Asian
it.
community. I said the
You
Asian
did not
community.
say the Asian community, and
Yes,
quite
I
frankly,
did.
I'm not going to
You're
argue with you
lying.
because
You're
all
lying.
180
You're
people in here
lying.
heard you say it.
You're
No, I'm not
lying.
lying. No, I'm
Yes,
not
you
lying.
are. They're
No, I'm
your
not.
friends. You're a
We'll run
liar.
a poll. We'll
I
ask
said the
everyone
Asian
in
community.
here whether
I
or
didn't
not
say
that's
North
what you
Korea.
said.
I
You
did
said
not say he
Trump
was a
made
god.
him.
He was already
You
a god,
did.
like
You said Trump made him a godlike figure. That is
in the
exactly what you
Asian
said.
community. In the Asian
Not
community.
no, you did not say the Asian
Yes,
community,
I
sir.
did. You
No,
have
you
this
didn't.
recorded.
Smiley face
Play
if he
it.
said it,
You
sad
have
face if
this.
he didn't. There's over 180 people in
You,
here. We'll
you
see
have
what the
this
chat says
recorded.
because
You have.
everybody heard you say it. Every
This is.
single last person in here heard you say that.
I know this is recorded. Play it back.
Cool. So why
Go ahead. Go ahead.
can you tell us how he made him a godlike figure in the Asian community, specifically in America, Asian communities?
Go
The
ahead.
Asian. I didn't mean in America, but I guess you could say that. I meant like China, South Korea. China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia. He made them a god. He brought him up because he was on TV. Do you see him on TV anymore?
Who? Kim Jong Un?
Yes.
I mean, he was sick there for a while. Hell, there's rumors that he's not actually the leader anymore.
I'm
Fuck.
telling you, what Trump did, you obviously are not experienced in this field.
Oh, I'm very
I'm telling you
experienced.
now, you do not do that. You ignore the guy just like Biden's doing, and it weakens him. He got
Really?
sick. Look,
So,
he even got
so
sick.
if it's
so-
weakening, if it's go ahead, man.
So why do you ignore him? What's
Do you
the,
know what
what's
his threat? Do you know what his threat is? Do you know
Yeah,
what
so
his
what?
threat?
Yeah.
What's
So
his
what's
threat?
the?
What's his
Great.
threat?
So what's the reason for ignoring somebody like Kim Jong Un? Like, is there a specific class of people you're supposed to ignore?
Because if you put him on TV and shake his hand and go bup, 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 he's like, they lift him up in the Asian community. We're talking from the east of the Urals, if you want me to be more specific.
Who's putting him on TV? Did Trump call the Malaysian council and say, "Hey, can y'all put him on y'all's TV"?
He met him in Singapore at the nicest. My wife actually stayed there at the nicest. I have pictures of the pool on top. The infinity pool is really nice. The nicest. You don't think that's lifting him up?
No,
He
I
was
think
there
that's
for the
called the.
he was there for the summit, bro.
I think that's called
He was there for the
diplomacy.
summit.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Bush.
I want to
Clinton.
know. Hold on, Harry. I need you to answer the question I asked you.
What was the question?
Why is it that you would ignore somebody like Kim Jong Un? When you say somebody like this person, what are you describing?
I'm sorry.
A dictator, an enemy.
A dictator like a dictator enemy like Kim Jong Un from
Okay.
such a small little country that has zero economy. The only way they bring in money is from slave labor and coal.
Wonderful. Who's their ally?
That's a rhetorical question, Chris.
I'm just curious. Who allies themselves with North Korea?
I believe you know.
Oh, well, who's their enemy? Who do they share a border with on that 38th parallel?
I believe you know.
Okay, so if we have a vested interest in the South Korean benefit, you're saying it would not be a good idea to interact in a diplomatic manner with the very country that is the most active threat against South Korea?
So when you prick yourself on a rose and it bleeds, will you do it again?
If I drop my car, if I drop my car keys in the middle of the rose bush, yeah, I'm probably going to dip my hand in there again.
So you don't learn from your mistakes.
No, I learned from my mistake. That's different. You asked me if I do it again. This time, I'm probably going to put a glove on.
Okay.
Next time, I
So
might
you
grab a
learn from your
little, you know.
mistakes. So, okay, so right now, Biden's policy is working tremendously to weaken North Korea, correct?
No.
But I don't see how you could say no.
What?
Is he shooting missiles over Japan like he was during the Trump?
No, they're
said-
actually they can't. They're not. They can't make a missile. They can't even get a missile out of North Korea. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be that.
But
And
my
if you're looking
question
at
is,
foreign
why
policy
is-
in general? They're all over us.
Why is
Look at
launching a
us,
missile? Why is launching a missile the metric used to determine one's success as a country?
Okay, I'm going to use a word that I used last time with fucking mother, and she doesn't remember me. Now I think she'll remember me. You're being disingenuous.
Who's being?
You don't even know what that
disingenuous?
means.
so-
that's what you said last time.
You said.
You don't even know what that
right?
means, bro.
No, you
You
said you
said-
can't spell it last time.
You said Biden is weakening North Korea. When I said no, he isn't. You said yes, he is. Have they fired a missile since he's been in office? Is that the only metric that is used to determine whether a country is in good standing, neutral standing, or negative standing in terms of an overall GDP economic factor?
The GDP is terrible.
Their GDP's always been terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. What are they doing right
so
now?
the only thing-
What are they doing? What are they doing right now with Russia? What are they doing?
Giving, my understanding is that they're giving them slave men to throw to the front line.
Slave labor? What else are they doing? No, it's not slave labor, bro. What else are they doing?
Well, that's my
They're
understanding.
giving them weapons. Yeah. Why would they be buying weapons from Russia?
Why are they buying
me.
weapons from Russia?
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're giving them weapons.
No. Why are they selling weapons to Russia? Why are they doing that?
To strengthen an alliance between Russia and China.
So
But you already knew
why
that.
hasn't the president put sanctions on North Korea? Why has he put sanctions on Iran? Why has he put sanctions on China, but he didn't do it for any other trade routes?
There's sanctions on China, on North Korea. There's tons of sanctions on North Korea.
What
Are you kidding me?
sanctions? What sanctions?
You want me to list the sanctions?
Yeah.
Do you know-
Give
do you
me
know
one
that-
sanction that's stopping North Korea from selling weapons to
Tons of
Russia.
economic sanctions. They can't do business with this guy, with that guy. They can't do business in Europe.
Really?
Really?
Why do they
Really?
need
You
to
want
do?
me write
Why do
down
they
the
need to do?
sanctions?
Why do they need to do business with the European
Well, they could-
Union if they can do business with Russia?
What's that?
Why do they need to do business with the European Union when they can just do business with Russia and China? Why?
Because the European Union's GDP is almost the size of, it's bigger than China's, I think. Yeah, it is bigger than China's.
Oh,
put
really?
together.
Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
it's-
What
it's-
did China spend in weapons this year alone? In their GDP, in their military?
You mean percentage-wise?
Either or,
No, the
percentage
number.
or a number.
About 100
Yeah.
billion. 100
No,
billion.
711 billion.
No,
Yeah.
they did not.
Yeah,
No.
711. Yes, they
$711
did.
billion.
You're a little bit
Yes,
wrong
they
on
did.
that one.
Not
No,
according,
we're not
not
wrong.
according, not
Well, I
according to
haven't
the
checked
Commission
the last
on
couple of
National
years, but they were
Defense
spending
Strategy.
they were spending about a tenth
Our
of what we
military
were-
just reported. Hey, Cupcake. Our military just reported that in a report last night. 711 billion, and they're slated to put 7.9% of their GDP into their military budget.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? So our military's lying.
Where'd you get that report?
The report just came out from our military last night.
What do you mean, our
19
military?
hours ago.
Our military.
I'm sorry.
When you say our military, like from the DOD, Department of Defense?
Yes, from the DoD.
So you're saying there was a report last night from the Department of Defense says that China spent $700 billion.
Yep.
$711 billion.
The Commission
military.
on National Defense Strategy. go to rand.com or rand.gov, or is it a .com? I can't remember.
It's an org.
Is it an org?
That's where the
All right.
report is. Yep.
Yeah.
The thing
Or you
about
can just-
China is they don't have to spend that much because everything is much cheaper for them, you know.
Oh,
Really?
so it's
Yeah.
almost like sanctions aren't fucking working.
Sanctions are definitely working. They're not.
they're not.
They
They're working around the sanctions using cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that.
So then why did you just say the sanctions are
So then
working?
the sanctions
They are
aren't
working.
working.
They are working, but
How are they
you know,
working?
because then they wouldn't be going around them, would they? But they are definitely working. If China could take
Oh, they're
Taiwan,
working, but they're increasing. The point of the sanctions is to stronghold them economically. They can't. If it's a stranglehold, it's designed to put a stranglehold on their economy so that they cannot spend on their military, so they cannot increase their weapons capability. The report
are you
shows
aware?
that they are outpacing us. Now they have more military. Now they have more naval vessels than the U.S. military does. 70 more and counting. And that's
Yeah,
what
I
we
know
know
they have.
from
They have
our own
more.
intelligence.
They have more, but they're not nearly as good. And the other thing is, are you aware of China is in
Based on
serious
what?
trouble right now? China is in serious trouble right now. Their GDP is the lowest
on
it's been in
what?
20. Their GDP is the
No,
lowest
it's
it's
not.
been.
That's not
Yes,
even
it is.
true, bro.
Oh, well, see, you don't know
No,
what you're
it's
talking
not.
about.
Prove it.
How
You don't
much
know
you
what
want
you're
to bet?
talking
How
about.
much you want to bet?
Prove it.
How much
you
you want?
want? $100. $100. Your GDP is better. It's doing much better.
Then when?
$100
Then when?
right now.
It's doing better than when?
I'll throw in on
What do you
that.
mean?
I got
when?
$100.
Talking about now.
Doing better than when?
What do you mean when? We're talking about right now, bro. Now.
You said, well, how could it be
Today.
better than right now? That makes no sense. What kind of bet is that?
No, they're
I
if you're
said
trying to compare
their
it to
GDP
2.5 years ago, sure.
Yes, that's
What
what I'm
about
saying.
last week?
I
What
haven't
time
looked
frame
at a
would you
couple
like
of
to work
months.
on?
It
You
was
haven't
like,
looked in a couple of months, but you're sitting here trying to tell me something. A report just came out yesterday from our DOD that's reporting the complete opposite of what you're saying. You're supposed to go off this trust me bullshit
no,
because you haven't looked in a couple
I
of
don't
months.
believe that report.
You haven't been
because
paying attention, have you?
Yes, I have. I don't think you have.
Then if you're paying attention, then how the hell did you not know that they've increased their military budget by $711 billion?
I don't believe that's true.
You don't believe that's true. Got it.
No. But the thing is, their GDP it was reported a month or two ago. It was in the fours, which was the worst in 20,
Well,
in
for
20
what?
years.
For what?
The 4% growth,
4% growth.
which is the worst in 20 years.
Really?
Well, if you would follow me, you would know these things.
I don't follow. Why would I follow you? You don't know anything.
I said if you followed it. Please don't follow
I do
me.
follow it. That's how I knew that they
Well,
had
you didn't even know the
even know
GDP.
that.
It was well reported in the Wall Street
Dude,
Journal.
I don't trust anything flying out of your mouth because everything you've said in the last 10
Look it up
minutes
in the Wall
has been
Street Journal.
debunked without even me having to pull up the source. Because
It's
I can debunk you right now. You're gonna owe me $100 here in a minute. As soon as I touch down at my destination, you'd owe me about $100, bro.
It's well known that China's GDP is the worst. It's been reported globally. How could you miss that?
You haven't stated one single fact, man.
All right, $100 that China doesn't have that was the worst GDP in 20 that it wasn't reported maybe a month or two ago. I don't remember exactly. Is that what the bet is? That your GDP wasn't the worst in 20 years? Is that the bet?
No, I'm talking about today. Right now.
What? Today what? How much?
You didn't know that they spent. You just told, first of all, you said that I lied about how much they're spending on their military budget. You told me about $100 billion, and that's categorically false. So how am I to trust that you have any accurate information?
I don't believe
if you didn't even know that they spent $711 billion coming from our military intelligence, and you're trying to tell me that our DOD that knows much more than you and I do is lying.
There's no way they spent close to $1 trillion. No way.
Really? Okay.
No way. No way.
Sure, you got that $100 ready, bro?
So what's the bet that they spent?
We're gonna go off of the bet. The bet right now is they didn't spend $711 billion.
Oh, no, I can't make that bet because I don't really know, but I really doubt it.
Oh, we're going to prove it to you that it is.
Okay, wait a second. You want me to go online and look? I'll go online and look, but I really
Yep,
doubt
go
it.
and look right now. Go ahead.
They don't have to spend that much because everything's so much cheaper. And
Sure.
did you know they can't get our
All right.
chips? They can't get our high-end chips. That's a sanction right there. They can't get our they can't get our high-end chips. You didn't know that?
Uh-huh. I don't believe anything you're saying.
I know, because you're ignorant.
You better get that wallet ready,
Do
Cupcake.
you really have a law degree?
I do.
I find it hard to believe. Let's see it.
I'm not even using my law degree right now. I'm just using my brain.
Not
use my
really.
law degree in this
Not really.
instance.
You said a lot of things that are complete bullshit or completely ignorant. Yes, I do actually, but that has nothing to do
Like
with it.
she is.
Well, neither does her legal degree. So now that we put that bullshit aside, let's continue moving forward.
All right, you just wait, Cupcake. I got you here in a second. I've got to turn my little ass around past my destination. You just fucking wait.
Okay, so China's GDP is less than 18 trillion. That's what it was several years ago. Oh no, no, I'm sorry. No, no, it's up from that.
Oh, it's up from that. What was that again?
It's
what?
It's up from 2022.
Oh,
Constant inflation adjusted. Oh, hold on a second. Let me look. Oh, well, that was during COVID. Well, it says increase of 2.86. I see here, which is really bad. Because they were like, they were at like 6% under the Trump administration, correct?
uh-huh.
Now they're, it says here.
No, keep going. You were telling me I was wrong. Go ahead.
Now it's
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for you to prove me wrong.
What were you wrong about?
That their GDP's not up. You
That their
just
is what?
you just provided. You just looked it up yourself and found what again?
It's 17 trillion. Not quite 18 trillion. And
And it's up from when?
ours is like
up from when again?
25.
It's up
Well,
from when
it's-
again? One more time?
From 2022.
Oh, wow. So it is up. Interesting.
Yeah, well, every year it increases. But it said 2.
Oh, yeah, but you told me it's down. You told me it's down, but you said it's down.
I
You said
said-
it was down. You said it's the
percentage.
worst it's been in 20 years. That's what you said.
I guess you don't know what GDPs are.
And gross domestic product.
And you know what
Try
that
again,
means?
buddy.
You know what that means?
Yeah, kid, once again, you just told me. You just sat here and told everyone in here.
My computer went dead.
Oh, I bet it did. All right, now that I'm at my destination, I'm going to scalp the fucking holy dog shit out of you. All right, you ready?
Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah, we're holding. You get that shit together over there. You do that.
I can't do this. Oh, here it is. It's not working. I don't know. Jeez. Oh, hold on. I have to reset it again. Anyway, GDPs, they grow every year. Every quarter, you're supposed to have growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's the slowest growth in 20 years. It's the slowest growth.
Slow. And you said it was down.
Yes, it's just the growth was down. It's the slowest growth they've had in 20 years. Oh my God, my computer just died. I can't believe this. Look, Look, I'm pushing the button.
Hey, could
That's so convenient for you.
could it be because they upped their percentage to invest in military beefing?
This is so weird. You guys killed my computer.
Surely it couldn't.
Look at
They
this.
have that effect.
Couldn't be taking $711 billion investing in
Look, I'm pushing the restart
expanding your
button.
defense department. That definitely couldn't affect
You
GDP.
truly are evil. How did you screw up my computer? Did you send some sort of weird signal?
Probably a Chinese computer.
Hey, Harry, have you heard of a power cord?
It's plugged in. Look.
Is it plugged into the wall?
Yeah. Yeah, it's plugged into the wall.
Wait, go back. Oh, hold on. Go back to your. You have it plugged into the actual? That's where the power cord plugs in. It should be towards the back of the PC or of the laptop, not the middle.
Oh, duh.
I'll send you a bill.
Alrighty then. All right, so here we go. Yeah, you better get that $100 ready. My Cash App is right here. Just make sure you record that.
We did. What was the bet?
All right.
I don't know what the bet was.
It is a bet. So look right here. Here we go.
What was the bet?
China 2022 military spending nearly equal to U.S. A new report says China's $229 billion military budget in 2022 is actually equivalent to $711 billion. Here we go. Chart shows how China's defense spending towers over U.S. military. China's military spending totaled $296 billion. That's actually up because right here it was 229. Now it's 296.4 in 2023. $711 billion. The real military budget has quietly become, here, we'll go to the Hill.
I can't believe my computer died.
I can't believe you owe me $100 now.
Well, we never. What was the bet? The bet was supposed to be about
The
it. I don't even.
bet you said that I was lying about it. Yeah, Americans are too
Don't act
often
like
put
you don't
to
know
ease
what
by
the bet
erroneous
is.
statistics. U.S. spends more than the next 10 countries combined on military. But what happens here? Our new research indicates that China is plowing far more money into hard power than it professes, with a military budget that might actually be as high as $711 billion. Here, let's go to, give me 1 second. I'm going to actually go to the report so I can show you that our DOD came out with this just recently. Oh, I know. It's hard. It's so hard.
I don't believe my computer died. I can't believe this. What do I do?
Yeah, I can believe it.
It's a
Especially
new
if you tell
computer. I
fucking
bought it in
lies.
December. It's a Lenovo.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's the universe telling you to stop fucking lying and actually listen to some truth.
Okay, look up China's GDP. Do that. Look up China's GDP. Because that's what the bet was about. Actually, we never made a bet because you didn't
Let's see.
telling me what it was. I kept saying, well, what's the bet? Look up China's GDP. What happened to her? Did her computer go down too?
Are you going to run
No, my
away from the
computer's
money
not
you
down.
owe her just like you ran away from the money you owe me? Stop writing checks your ass can't cash, Harry.
What is China's GDP? Do you have a computer, Infamous? Do you have a computer? I don't even remember being on.
I do,
look
but I'm
up-
not
look
going
up
to do your
China's
homework for.
GDP.
I'm not going to do your homework
China's
for you.
GDP increased by about 2.86%, if I'm not
2.8%.
mistaken.
And under Trump, they were at 6%. Under Trump,
No,
they were
that's, hold on. Hold on. What do you mean? What year were they above? Were they at 6%?
2018.
2018?
This is from memory, but 2018, I believe.
Here it is. The commission finds in many ways China is outpacing the United States and the largely negated U.S. military advantage in the Western Pacific through 2 decades of focused military investment. Without significant change by the United States, the balance of the power will continue to shift in China's favor. China's overall annual spending on defense is estimated to be as much as 711 billion. And the Chinese government in March of 2024 announced an increase in annual defense spending of 7.2%. Russia will devote 29% of its federal budget this year on national defense as it continues to reconstitute its military and economy. They're calling it a failed initial invasion of Ukraine in 2022. So you want to tell me again that they didn't increase their budget?
I guess you are right on the.
I was right about that.
Right,
Yeah, so you want to tell me again? I don't know what I'm talking about. Here's my Cash App, Buttercup.
No, we're talking about the GDP.
No, I know it's hard.
He just said
I know
the
it's
GDP
hard.
was two. He just said the GDP was 2.86, which I also saw on my computer before it went dead, and it was 6%, and that's what we were talking about. But
You said it was 6% under Trump.
yes, this is from memory, but that's what I remember.
Why do you think it went down?
Because Biden has been hard on China, and Trump was not. Trump was not. He talked a good game, but he was not. China loves Donald Trump.
the big bucks. Yeah, so this is a trajectory from the last years of Obama through Trump's term, and then obviously through what happened in 2020. Notice how the trend is continuing from the trend it was under Obama during Trump.
I can't really. Can you make that bigger?
I can't, otherwise I'd lose the dates at the bottom.
What's it
Notice
say?
how-
Yes.
Yeah, so that line is essentially the growth of their GDP over from 2013 to 2023. Notice how it's trending and tracking relatively similar from 2013, which was under Obama, through Trump's years. It was either stagnant or continuing the same downward decline in growth as what it did in 2013, and then it plummeted in 2020, and then it skyrocketed in 2021, and then it came back down
under
and
who
leveled.
again?
And then it came back down in 2022 to what we're seeing it now, which is still slightly above what it was prior to the pandemic.
What,
So
can you
it
just
didn't go
type
up
in-
under Trump.
Can you type in what was China's GDP in 2018? Percentage. I can't believe. What do I do about my computer? This is crazy. Hold on.
Harry, you do need to be at least 10% smarter than the devices that you're using.
So in 2015, I'll give you all the years. In 2015, it was 7. 2016, it was 6.8. 2017, it was 6.9. 2018, it was 6.7. 2019, it was 6. And 2020, it was 2.2.
Okay, so right. So that's what I said.
It went down.
6%.
It went right. Yeah.
Harry, it was at 6% under Obama as well. It's been a constant
Okay.
growth of 6%.
Okay, but now it's under 3.
Because they're recovering
No.
from a fucking pandemic.
No, it's at 5. It's at 5.2 under Biden.
I can't confirm it right now, so what can I tell you? I think that's wrong. But
How does it feel to be tied up to
The guy
a
just
rock
said
to be eaten by
2.9.
vultures
I'm
here?
looking at the World Bank.
I saw 2.89.
No,
I thought it
in
was 4%.
2023, it's now up to 5. It's up to 5.2% as of 2023.
Okay, it's still below where it's still below
Really?
under Trump. So
Yeah.
I wonder.
So why is it
So then I
why is it
wonder-
increasing
so I
if the
wonder-
sanctions
All right,
work?
so now you owe me
And the
$200.
sanctions, the sanctions that were put on Russia, they also had combined tariffs under Trump. So you have to be able to put sanctions and tariffs on at the same time. That matters. There was no sanctions combined with tariffs on China under Biden. As a matter of fact, he rolled back sanctions. And then now he's trying to increase tariffs, but they've worked their way around it. They can actually afford to pay the tariffs. Because why? Because they're spending more because they have more money.
They're
Biden's
suing him. They're
tariffs
suing him for his tariffs.
Biden's
Look at the PTO.
Biden's tariffs were more directed to where they're supposed to be. Trump just
Where?
willy-nilly threw tariffs.
Where? Where did he put? Where?
I don't have specifics. I just read that's what was going on.
Where is he putting tariffs up? What is he putting? So then, how are they able to spend more for their military if the sanctions are working and the tariffs are working? They're not paying the tariffs. All they have to do is cut us out with trade. If they take over,
You're saying they're not paying.
if they take over Taiwan, which they're in the position to do, if they take over Taiwan, that would completely cut us off. It would take about 5% out of the world market, about $5 trillion
Then why
out of the world market,
Why did
and cut off
Xi
trade to the United States.
If you follow it, you would know. Last fall, China came to San Francisco begging us to buy his product. You would know that.
I don't give a shit about San Francisco, man.
If they weren't in trouble, why would he do that?
I'm sorry. Was Biden there?
No, Blinken went.
Who?
Blinken.
Oh, so we had a foreign dignitary, leader of China, our largest fucking economic enemy, come to our American soil, and our president of the United States was not there to welcome him, and you're saying he came in begging for us to buy his product?
It was well reported.
And you're saying he was begging to buy our product, but Biden was not there? We just had Blinken go in his place? Why not?
Exactly.
Why wasn't Biden there?
Well, she came crawling.
Who came crawling?
She.
You didn't really answer.
I got a question. What do you want? What do you want?
They had their highest growth in, let's see, since 2015, since Obama was in office. They had their highest historical growth, and this is according to macrotrends.net. Their highest growth was actually in 2021 at about 8.45%.
And now it's at 2.89?
2.99%, and that was in 2021, was 8.45% under Biden. It stooped down to 2.99%, and they've recovered now to about almost 6%. So they're going back up. So you want to tell me again how the sanctions are working?
Yeah, Chris, they met.
Yeah, go ahead. Explain it.
Well, so
because you said that it's the highest they've been in 20 years. That's what you said. Or excuse me, you said it's the lowest they've been in 20 years, which is not true.
That was what was reported a couple of months ago.
Yeah, their highest on record was in 2007, and that was 14.23%. That was in 1984 it was higher than that. But you said the last 20 years, which would have been what? 2000? It was at 8.49%. They've actually exceeded that. So it's going back up. So if the sanctions were put in place, if the sanctions that were put in place, how are they able to now outpace us and then actually spend more in their military, which indicates that the sanctions nor the tariffs are working?
Are you aware of the real estate market collapse in China, where all the big real estate companies went?
You're not doing well with us.
Are you aware of that? That was just like 2 or 3 months ago. Their biggest.
You're moving the goalpost and trying to shift it somewhere else because you don't understand what I'm saying. Now you're talking about their major
resource, real estate, is collapsed.
Their major resource is the selling and buying of weapons and natural gas. That is how they're increasing, and they're also working with Russia. They're also working with North Korea, Iran.
Are you aware of their real estate?
Let me ask you this: Why have you know? I don't care about their real estate. I don't care about their real estate.
Well, they do, and the whole world was.
Yeah, you're just trying to pivot to something else because you know you have no leg to stand on, and I was absolutely correct.
No, you're not correct.
No, I was correct, and you admitted that I was, and you were wrong.
About
you told us that they weren't spending. You said they never spent $711 billion. That's because you read headlines. You don't read beyond the headlines, Harry.
I said I don't believe
that. Are you now the new headline, Harry?
I said I didn't believe it. I still.
Yeah, you told me I was wrong. You said I was wrong.
I have to do my own research. I still question it.
Yeah, then maybe you should. Maybe you should not have picked North Korea. Would you like to pick another subject?
You're completely wrong. They're in trouble with their real estate market has collapsed. Their big companies went broke. Are you not aware of that? That was just 2 months ago.
Yeah. How does that contribute to the non-growth of their GDP? And the way that
You know what?
the fact of the matter is they're able to spend more on the
You're not
military.
even up on this stuff. You're not even. You have to look
Yeah.
everything.
All right. So I'll humor you for
I
a
can't
second.
even look
China's
anything up.
real estate market.
Okay, get it. Look it up.
Let's see.
I really should be doing some stuff here, but. Their two biggest real estate companies went broke.
Yeah, and again, yeah, you're right. It shows that their property and their assets, they have a difficulty with recovering assets. But do you think that has an effect on how much they're able to spend on their military? They have much more things. They have much better things that are helping their economy recover outside of their housing. Now, I mean, that was a
housing
quick
was their
Google
number one.
search.
I think their number one thing was housing. But if they have
Their
to,
number
if
one
they
thing
have to
is
pump
housing,
that
really.
much money into their military, there's a reason. Because they're panicking. We're winning. We're clearly
We're
winning.
winning what? What are we winning?
The U.S. About 2 weeks ago, was it? 2 weeks ago, Jerome Powell spoke in front of Congress, and they asked him, "How are we doing compared to the rest of the world's economy?" And he said, "Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said?"
I hear what you're saying. You're not saying shit, bro.
He said that they can't believe how extraordinary the U.S. economy has been over the last 2 years, and that
Great.
goes without.
I'm not talking.
and that
I'm not
goes
talking
without
about
question.
our economy is doing. Our economy is much better than that of China's. Why? Because we're a bigger country. We have better trade agreements. But that is almost coming to an end. According to this report, if we don't do something about upping our military spending, at least getting in better technology and actually getting up there, they're going to continue to outpace us. They're catching up better than what we expected them to do.
Okay, okay. So you're saying that's what this whole argument is about. You're saying we got to spend more money in military.
Well, that's according to our military. We've got to up our technologies. We have no idea what they have, what they're working on. Our intel is not telling us anything other than they're increasing their military spending and their power. And now they're cutting out the U.S. American dollar, where it's going to be worthless overseas. People aren't interested in trading in U.S. dollar anymore. What does that do to us? What does that do to us on a broad scale?
Now,
What does that do?
I was just talking to my friend who's a multimillionaire. He was asking me for my advice, actually, on the stock market. And I said to him, did you see yesterday's or the days before Wall Street Journal?
Dude, we're not talking about the stock market, the U.S. stock exchange.
About
Nobody's
Japan.
talking about that.
This was about Japan. Did you see
I don't give a fuck about Japan. Why do you keep skipping to things we're not talking about?
Because it's giving us strength.
Do you think I'm trying to compare our economy to China's in some way, saying that our economy is not better than theirs? Is that what you think?
Their weakness is our strength.
And what is their weakness?
It's going to drive all of them. It's going to drive all of them to U.S. dollars because Japan is in trouble. China is now recovering because probably we don't know all the details that were happened, that we were showed mercy, which maybe we shouldn't have, but they're recovering a little bit. But our strength is tremendous over theirs. Powell just said it 2 weeks ago. And I don't think you're aware of it. So I think you're making
I don't think you keep telling me things that someone else told you, and then you keep saying I'm not aware of it, and nothing that what you're saying is either affecting China and Russia and their global trade agreements. Nothing that you have said proves that it's actually pulling the economy down, when otherwise none of that is affecting the China market. You are saying nothing to me.
Are you saying their collapse of the real estate market didn't hurt them?
In their real estate market, but what did it do to their GDP? And what is it doing to they're obviously spending more.
It's affecting it tremendously.
What does that have to do?
Well, and everybody else thinks it is besides you.
Everyone, you
I
didn't
listen
even
to
know
the
this
Business
report
Channel.
existed. You didn't even know how much they were spending. You told me I was wrong.
I listen to the Business Channel every day.
You listen to the Business Channel.
Every day. And the Wall Street Journal.
Then why
and the
didn't
New
you
York
know that
Times.
China was spending more? This was out months ago, bro. Why didn't you know they were spending $711 billion on their military?
I guess
If you're watching things, then how come that number was so clueless to you and you were off by $600 billion?
Because I'm not worried about China. You are.
You're not worried about. You're the one that said you've been keeping up with it. You're the one telling me that I don't know what's going on over there, but yet you don't know how much they're spending on their military. You know everything else, but then what I just talked about. And you're expecting me to sit here, anyone in this room, all 270 people, to believe what you're saying, especially when you didn't even know what the hell I was talking about.
You're saying that our economy, our economy is weakening, and I'm telling you,
I didn't say our economy was weak. When did I say that?
You're saying that you're worried that they're not spending, they're not buying dollars and blah 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 blah. And I'm saying, I'm telling you, it's going to drive us. It's driving everybody. It's going to drive everybody to us. It's a transition time right now. It's a little bit. I think you're overblowing the problem. And I think
overblowing the problem. So then why
China's
is
aware
it,
of it.
Harry? Then why is it that you've got a few different news reports that are coming out and saying that things are better? However, the military is the one sounding the alarm and saying, no, it's not, what's being reported out here is not true.
I mean, there was a thing on 60 Minutes a few months ago about what you were saying. I'm aware.
Now you're aware of it. Now it's on 60 Minutes a few months ago.
Yeah, there was a guy, but I think it's overblown.
So now you're disingenuous.
I think it's overblown.
So now when you call me disingenuous, this is the very definition of disingenuous. It's the fact that you're acting as if you know less than what you actually know. So if it came out a few months ago, it would be disingenuous for you to argue about something you knew was true.
Well, I don't believe it's true. I think they're saying they're saying that to.
So our military, our economists, all of these individuals are lying, and you're telling the truth.
I think they're just, being, just that's what they do. They, our nuclear submarines could take them out at any time. If they couldn't, they would have been in Taiwan already.
Dude, you're flopping like a fish in the sun, bro.
You want
to talk about filet?
You don't think they would have been in Taiwan by now?
Can take who out?
If China could take out Taiwan, and they're so strong, they would have done it by now.
The report she's referring to is not worried about them taking out Taiwan. The report she's referring to is worried about their capability and capacity to confidently deter invasion, if you will.
Our invasion of China?
No.
So here we go. China and Russia's No Limits partnership, formed in February 2022, just days before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, has not only deepened and broadened to include a military and economic partnership with Iran and North Korea, each of which presents its own significant threat to U.S. interests. This new alignment of nations opposed to U.S. interests creates a real risk, if not likelihood, that conflict anywhere could become a multi-theater or global war. China, and to a lesser extent Russia, is fusing military, diplomatic, and industrial strength to expand power worldwide and coerce its neighbors. The United States needs a similarly integrated approach to match, deter, and overcome theirs, which we describe as all elements of national power. The NDS and the 2022 National Security Strategy promote the concept of integrated deterrence, but neither one presents a plan for implementing this approach. And there are a few indications that the U.S. government is consistently integrating tools of national security power. So what does that mean to you? You tell me what that means.
Are you aware of the?
No, I want you to tell me what that means. I don't want you to ask me a question. I want you to answer mine.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
The question about what I just read, what does that mean to you?
It means that they're sounding an alarm it couldn't hurt to be on top of it, but that's not.
The commission finds that the DoD's practices, Byzantine research and development, and procurement systems, reliance on decades-old military hardware, and culture of risk avoidance reflect an era of uncontested military dominance. Such methods are not suited to today's strategic environment. There are recent examples that demonstrate that the DoD can move quickly, break with tradition, and engage industry, including the rapid stand-up of the Space Force, the Defense Innovation Unit, the Office of Strategic Capital, and the Replicator Initiative, but these examples remain the exception rather than the rule. The large elements of the DoD must follow suit. DoD leaders in Congress must replace an ossified, risk-averse organization with one that is able to build and field the force the United States needs. The commission finds that the U.S. military lacks both capabilities and the capacity required to be confident it can deter and prevail in combat. It needs to do a better job of incorporating new technologies at a scale, field more and higher capability platforms, software, and munitions, and deploy innovative operational concepts to employ them together better. The war in Ukraine has demonstrated the need to prepare for new forms of conflict and to integrate of attribute systems, artificial intelligence, enabled capabilities, hypersonics, and electronic warfare, fully integrated cyber and space capabilities, and vigorous competition in the information domain. Programs are not needed for the future combat should be divested into others. The commission finds that the U.S. defense industrial base is unable to meet the equipment, technology, and munitions needs of the United States and its allies and partners. A protracted conflict, especially in multiple theaters, would require much capacity to produce, maintain, and replenish weapons and munitions. Addressing the shortfall will require increased investment, additional manufacturing, development capacity, joint co-production with allies, and additional flexibility in acquisition systems. It requires partnership with an industrial base that includes not just large, traditional defense manufacturers, but also new entrants and a wide array of companies involved in sub-tier production, cybersecurity, and enabling services. The United States should coordinate and partner with its allies in a mutually beneficial ways to increase industrial capacity, especially with the U.S. industrial base is unable to produce everything needed. You want to tell me one more motherfucking time how this is not a problem for us?
You're worried that we're going to lose a war to China. Is that what you're worried about?
Yeah. Oh, we absolutely will. If they continue down this path and we do not do what it takes to make sure that we protect the United States and our allies, they absolutely would win.
And you don't think that we're doing? Didn't Biden just?
The DOD said we're not, bro.
Budget?
I didn't say it. The DOD said it.
All right, didn't we just increase the budget?
We increased the budget, but what are we spending it on? You know what we increased the budget for? To send it over to Ukraine.
No, that money didn't.
Really?
No.
Really? So where's the money coming from to go to Ukraine? Where's it coming from?
My understanding is that a lot of it was used weapons.
No. Where is the money coming out of? The defense budget. Okay, thank you. Good night.
So you're saying that we're wasting money in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
We should be spending it. We should be preparing for war
now
with
you
China.
get it. Yeah, now you get it, because they are.
So why didn't you say that up front? And I disagree with that.
Because you know what? I had to hold your hand and walk you down this path. Since you said in the beginning that you filleted me and this lovely woman up here at the top, like two women stuck to a rock being eaten by vultures. And what I did is I put you on the table, I took out my field knife, and I filleted you like the fish you are flapping in the wind.